Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It is me, your boy Rico No Suave, and I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Let me get my mic right because I'm excited. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Rico No Suave show today. Hooray! Man, life is good. Life is good and life is perfect. And I have to say, when we say life is good and life is perfect, that means that you are here with me and I am here with you. I hope you guys are ready for a great show today, everybody. I'm super happy to actually have you all here with me today as well, too. So, you know, uh, life is just good. Life is good. And all I have to say is we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. So, it's Awareness Month, everybody, here in November. It is Epilepsy Awareness Month. Yes, that is Awareness Month, everybody. And, sometimes when it comes to the whole epilepsy thing that we care about is that it affects our family members. So when it affects our family members, things just tend to actually happen. So, and we have to make sure that we are taking care of our loved ones. We have to take care of our loved ones. So when we actually are taking care of our loved ones, everyone, we want to make sure that we go to the organization or to the hospitals to make sure we do our regular checkups as well. So, the one thing about this I want everybody to be aware of that the Rico No Suave show is always here. Coming from our producers, I think we might have to do a little bit of reset, hopefully not. If you guys are hearing the static in the background, please let us know. And then we will make sure we take care of that as far as for you as well. All right, everybody, I got to introduce this gentleman here. And this guy had so much great things to say about him and his journey and things that he has done as an actor. But we're going to show a clip, right? We're going to show a clip of him. And this clip is called Wild West, everybody. So I want you guys to enjoy this.
Stay calm, everyone. We mean you no harm.
This Wednesday.
I'd like to know how you got involved in the capture of Tiburcio Vasquez.
One attack! Cover us!
A reporter's moment of indecision
Shoot! Shoot, bear, shoot!
becomes a quest for redemption.
You want to follow me around while they hunt for a bandit that helps you sell newspapers?
I'm here to report the facts, not to glorify an outlaw.
Wild West Chronicles, all new, Wednesday at 10 on INSP.
And yes, my man Danny Arroyo is here with us, everybody. Danny, are you there with me?
Hey man, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Man, I am good. How you doing?
I'm great. Just a real quick thing here. Is there any way you could turn up that volume just a little bit because it got a little low there for a
Yes, sir.
second.
Yes, sir. I'll have him turn me up, keep turning me up until he can actually hear me. Hopefully, everybody
That
else
works for
can
me
hear
right
me as
there. That's
well.
good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
that
super.
clip you showed of Wild West Chronicles. Uh, I just want to share right off the bat there that I had a really great experience working on that project and had a little episode viewing party only a couple weeks ago, and I was greatly surprised by the amount of friends that came out to show love and support to see it. And I tell you, I'm grateful to them. If they were not aware of it now, if they happen to be watching, if they catch this later,
Yeah.
thank you for coming out and making that night such fun for the cast that were there to watch it. We've never seen it before, and it was a terrific night. So a lot of fond memories on that little clip you just showed.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations on that, man. It's such a great thing to be able to see someone that I'm interviewing doing great things and also with great cast members as well too, and everybody that actually played in that as well. So that's super. I'm super happy and super what we call stoked.
Thanks,
Super
yeah,
stoked
thanks,
to
man.
actually see you doing what you're doing as far as with great people as well too. Hey, are you ready? Because I know I am.
Man, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm
Let's
ready.
do it. Hey, Danny, when you're growing up, Latino home, and when it comes to I'm about to say the music, yeah, music runs through our family as well too. But when it comes to movies, when it comes to actors, Was there any actors that you grew up with that you're like, man, I love this actor and I want to be in this industry so bad while growing up?
Well, when I was really young, like really young, cartoons were a big part of my life, especially superhero cartoons. I mean, I couldn't get enough of the Super Friends and Spider Man, Batman, Superman. I just couldn't get enough of it, which probably is why, as an adult, you see things here like the comic books here and the Iron Man over there and whatnot. It stayed with me. But as I was getting older and I started noticing that they were making superhero films with actual people doing it, and I saw people like Christopher Reeve play Superman, who to me is still the number one and best Superman out there. Maybe that's more nostalgia, but I love him. Seeing Batman with Michael Keaton, and it's kind of sparked that little thing in me going, man, I would love to play a superhero on a movie or a TV show. So growing up, that's what really got it going for me. Starting with the cartoons and just dreaming and just wanting to walking around the house wearing a cape, walking around the house wearing a mask and stuff. I did that. I remember being Robin for many years, and then being Superman, and yeah. So I think that's where it began, and just seeing people in the movies, I'm going, oh, that's so cool. And then when I saw, say, Christopher Reeve playing Superman, then I saw him in another movie afterward, a film called Death Trap. A
Mm.
great, great, great play that I performed many times in my acting class and my scene study classes. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. So he's playing Superman. He can do this as well too. And then seeing who his dad was in Superman, which was Marlon Brando, and at the time I'm going, who's Marlon Brando? I'm so young, I have no idea who this guy is. And next thing you know, start studying and realizing Marlon Brando was like the greatest actor ever. Falling in love with watching The Godfather and all his work that he's done.
Uh-huh.
So it became like a natural progression of how I eventually decided I wanted to do this as a profession and as a career. And it started with a passion. As a little boy, wanted to be
Yeah.
a superhero.
Well, you definitely can show it from the back end. You can definitely show it in the back of, your background, how much you love superheroes. And, I have to say that I love superheroes as well, too, because Spider-Man was my thing. The
That's my
Hulk was
dude.
my thing as well.
Yeah, that's my dude. As you can see here, I got. Oh, I keep going to the wrong side.
Yeah, I love that.
I got
Yeah.
the first Miles Morales, the Afro Latino Spider Man.
Eso.
I don't have Amazing Fantasy 15, which is the first appearance of Spider Man, the very
Yeah.
first. That one's a pretty penny, but I got some friends who own it. How you doing, Michael? You're one of them. I know that owns it. So good. One day I will.
That's awesome, man. Hey, you will. You definitely will. And
I
and
absolutely will.
because you love action, there's always action around us, while we're
Mm,
growing up and just, being who we are, we kind of bring that action if that's part of our characteristics and also being a superhero. And, being a superhero comes in so many different forms of fashion of being inspirational or being inspired, right? Helping others, right? In a time of need that actually need that help and being that
mhm.
superhero to be able to make the world better. And I think,
Yeah.
for yourself, going into the industry of, hey, I want to do this professionally, man, you started your superhero journey already. So during that
Yeah.
time, so that's
I,
super
I,
cool.
I appreciate that. Not to go down that geek rabbit hole because that's not what we're here to do. This is not a geek forum here, but it there's. I think it's because that they're they are superior in how their abilities are, but they try to be as human as possible with the giving and the helping, which I always connected with. Like a lot of people have a problem with Superman. They're going, he's too powerful, he's too powerful, and I give you that.
Hmm.
But with that power, he tries 100 times harder to
Yeah,
be a good human and to be an example to others. And that's what I see. Because he
yeah,
could easily just take over and say, this is how it's going to be. No more crime, no more this. But he actually chooses to go the human route and do things the right way and uplift and inspire others, though he could do it the wrong way. And I admire that. And I think that's another thing why I like superheroes. And I try to live my life like that. I like to be
yeah.
an inspiration if I can to others when it's possible.
I think that's kind of cool because kind of try to live those moments as well too, as being able to help others. And it's always cool to be able to be that. I always say Clark Kent. Want to be that Clark Kent where you come in and you want to be the person that everyone looks up to, right? And try to be legendary when it comes to just being a normal human that loves to do great things for people. And the cool thing about life is when you say hello to someone and they don't know you and they say hello
Hmm.
back and you just tell them have a great day. They could have woke up on the wrong side of the bed and all of a sudden, hey, I feel like a superhero. I felt like I did my job for the day. I think it's a really great thing. Really
If I
great
could
feeling.
share, I just believe we're all connected energetically, even if you don't know the person or not. And seriously, that
Yep.
what you just said there is such a simple thing to do.
Yep.
Say hi to somebody. You
Yes.
say hi to somebody, all of a sudden that can carry over, and their mood may have shifted just enough so when they see their kid, they give them a little bit of a tighter hug, or they see their neighbor, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, a conversation that I now want to have. I think we're all connected in those little lattices of energy there. That this is what happens. So if you're impatient with somebody, I'm pretty sure you may affect someone negatively, and that may carry. Same thing
Yes, sir.
with doing things in a positive way. So I do believe that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, you already know I got my man Danny Arroyo aquí on the Rico No Suave Talk Show. Hey, you know, Danny, we got to keep it moving because we'll sit down like we having two cigars and
I, and
something to
that's what it
drink.
feels like.
Hey, so there's moments, and these are all connected to dots in regards to who you are as a person, as a good guy. Funniest moments in the house, when living in a parent's home and you're growing up. Was there any funny moments or memories that you can think of that you want to let us know about?
Gee, I mean, growing up as a kid, um, I, you know, I guess I mean, I've never really talked about it. It's not even like it's a big deal. I remember watching a scary movie when I was young. I probably was 10 or whatever or something, and me and my brother had seen it. We weren't supposed to watch it, and in the middle of the night, we are both scared, and we snuck into my parents' room. And I remember just we both kind of just we didn't want to let them know that we saw something we shouldn't have, so we kind of just hid in the corner, but in their room where we felt safe. And my mom waking up and going, "What are you guys doing here? What are you doing here?" And she could see that we were kind of like nervous and scared, and she let us stay, which was great, but we had to fess up to what it was that we did. And she was like, "How did you get access to the TV channel? You're not supposed to watch stuff like that." And that's what you get. And it was, you can hear a mom berating, but also there's still love and compassion underneath it. But yeah, we slept there for a couple nights. We were pretty scared. So we had each other and we had our parents, and just a fun memory that I haven't thought about probably in forever. Thank you for even mentioning and helping me to remember something like that. That's pretty cool.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if I ever got caught like that or tried to, mess,
yeah,
mess
yeah.
with stuff like that. I think for me it was more of just, I love cookies, and I like
Mm.
candy, and
Yeah, okay.
you know,
I'm guilty too. I like that stuff. So yeah.
and people tend to, my parents will catch me because they'll tell by a certain time that I had a piece of candy because it was time for me to go to bed, and I couldn't stop running around. It's like that's
Oh,
not
okay.
natural, that's not natural high right there.
Uh-huh. They gotta hide at the top of the refrigerator. Then you'll find a way to climb up and get it because that's what kids do.
Exactly. Yeah, those are always great times, as well. Hey, let's talk about a little bit about music. When it comes down to music, how does music affect you? What is kind of your favorite music that you like to listen to?
I mean, right, another great question. I don't think I've been asked about music in a lot of my interviews here. I have such an eclectic taste, but I love hip hop. I love R&B. I'm a big fan of old school R&B, and that's a reflection of my parents, of my dad. Just they were playing Marvin Gaye, they were playing Smokey Robinson, they were playing, Al Green,
Yeah.
Anita Baker. So I have that as a foundation, and I love that. So for today, I'm a big fan of. Not that I can name a lot of these songs, but I know when I go to a club, I love dancing to hip hop, R&B. I love dancing to reggae, reggaeton. But I couldn't tell you the names of who or what. I
Sure.
used to be able to when I
Yeah.
was really into it,
Yeah.
and back when we were buying CDs or from downloading CDs. I just know what I like. But
Yeah. Yeah.
foundation becomes down to I think a lot of old school R&B and hip
The
hop,
old school.
big kind of the '80s and the '90s and even the
Yeah.
2000s. Yeah,
What was kind of some of the 80s? Like, when it comes to 80s is, technology changes. We came from, when my parents had 8 tracks and then you had the cassettes and then there was the CDs and now
wow,
everything's digital, right?
yeah,
And things like that, you know, uh, the cars that we had, back then in the 80s, and
yeah,
then, you had the cassette tapes, right? And you always had
I
to blow the
remember those.
cassette
Yeah,
tape to make sure that it wouldn't stick, it wouldn't stick and get all unraveled.
yeah.
Uh,
You remember putting the pencil in the thing and trying to roll it up and everything, and when they got all done? There's a lot of people here that were born in the last 20 years alone, and they're going, "What the hell are you talking about?" And
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
doing as a young kid, just kind of like rolling it up because it just, the wire just flew away.
Oh man, that is that. Yeah, that's exactly that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was, man. Before we take a quick break, man, we got a few more minutes before we take a nice little commercial break. But I think what defines Danny when it comes to old school, and then when you actually looking at movies, and then you also from certain movies, you also hear the soundtrack as well too.
Yeah.
In regards to that, have you ever bought soundtracks like from certain like for certain movies?
Yeah, I tell you, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually, when I hear music nowadays, my quick reference is, oh, that's from so and so movie. Oh, that's from the movie Heat. Oh, that's from the movie The
Yeah.
Godfather. That's where I kind of, and people even call me out on it. Go, that song's been around forever. I go, I know, but I remember it from, Titanic. I remember it from Good Will Hunting. Because that's how much movies have influenced me. That's how much movies I watch because I absorb movies like crazy, especially old Hollywood movies. I love to
Yeah.
know, I love knowing how it began and where it's gone and where it's eventually going.
Got it.
Seeing the styles of acting, the different techniques of directing, the different styles of writing, and how things change based on where we were as a society from the 60s compared to the 50s, compared to the 80s,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how things got a little bit looser and things were allowed. I mean, when you watch Streetcar Named Desire, which is one of my favorite films, I love that film. I mean, you can't show any any hint of a rape there. That Stanley Kowalski is going to rape Blanche DeWitt. You can't show that. So they did
Right.
the best they could with, him grabbing her and the mirror breaks. And then it kind of freezes there. And it cuts to the next day. And it's like, that's what the censors allowed. And that's
Right.
fascinating to me because they had to find a way to tell a story. And me
Right.
as a writer, I sometimes don't like to write on the nose. I like to write and let the audience fill in the blanks. And those movies help me to inspire. Like, how do you tell a story when you don't want to have to be so expositional? Because you don't want to be expositional when you write. You
Right.
want people to fill in the blanks and to feel and let the action dictate what's happening. You know?
Yeah. I like that, man. I like that. I like that. Oh, wait, man. This. I think the cool thing about you show your passion and everything, which is good, because I did the same thing also when it came to movies. Like, oh man, that was from. Oh, I remember that. Oh
Mhm.
man, that was a. I love that old school movie, and I remember that soundtrack. I remember buying that soundtrack, and it just made
Absolutely.
my day. Do you have now? Of course, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about your meditation piece, right?
Oh, great.
Because I think that's such a great person, a great journey to be in for people that, of course, that can learn from how to meditate and how to be able to carry on within, their good lives, right? So,
Yeah, great.
I
I
think
look forward to it.
I think that's such a great thing for people to be able to, to be able to do. But I do got to give a quick shout out, real quick shout out.
Awesome.
Carlos Colon is actually checking in. Hello, Carlitos.
Oh, hey, Carlos, what's up?
How are you? He said, more Westerns, Danny. You're a natural. We got my man
Carlos,
John T for free checking in too. John T for free. He said, "What's up, Rico Show? What's going on, John? How are you, sir? Thank you so much for
what's
tuning
up?
in." And yeah, just one sentence open up a door for someone makes you basically a superhero. And then just checking in, Mariah Elizabeth, have you ever portrayed a superhero? Good question.
Yes, I did. Um, I'll take down a picture at the commercial and I'll show it to you. But I got
Okay.
to play in a Heineken commercial years back, a quasi Robin to my Batman as we were in our little Justice League.
Nice.
And this new superhero comes in who looks thin and ragged, and the guy wants to recruit him into our superhero society. And we're like,
Yeah.
who's this guy? What kind of powers does he have? He's got nothing. We got a guy who can fly. Got a guy who can morph. We got a guy who can lift, buildings. What can you do? And the guy goes, watch this. And he takes off his shoe and he goes, boom, and he turns it into a Heineken, and he becomes our number one hero. So they did a mold on me. They gave me a bodysuit. They gave me a mask, and I got to play this hero for a 3-day shoot, and that was fantastic. One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Wow.
And it's out there still. The commercial. If you look for Heineken superhero commercial,
Uh huh.
type it on YouTube, you'll see it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Everybody, we're here with none other than the actor. You already know, Hollywood stand up, my man. Danny Arroyo is here on the Rico No Suave show. Everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few seconds. We'll see you. Let's go.
It's me.
Damn, Derek, you scared me, man.
That's anything.
Where's Manny? They took him. They went away, probably to the house. Where's Anthony?
He's dead.
Esto no está bien.
Follow me. I saw a clearing up there. It might be a shack or something. I'm gonna go. See if I can find some weapons. Maybe even the key. If I'm not back in 15 minutes, don't wait up.
All right, everybody. That was day labor. Yes, yes. Hey, Danny,
I
that's
love
that's
that
awesome,
film.
man. That is awesome.
I so love that film. I had nothing but the best time filming this project uh, in Mexico, in TJ, in Baja. We were there for about a month. It was great experience. The director was fantastic. R. Ellis Frazier, if you're watching, awesome. David and Ojan, who were the producers, and I made some longtime friends there. Roberto, Cornemic, Gary. Appreciate you, Lewis. There's some great people. Amy, great experience, and I was able to submit this film for Emmy consideration because it premiered on Apple TV.
Nice.
So there's day labor, and there's like this scene, for example, up there against other people that were running for Emmys. And I just find it to be a privilege and an honor to be in such a crowd, of people. I mean, I think Ewan McGregor was nominated. I Ryan Gosling was nominated, and Matt Boomer. I was there with them with my project. How
Nice.
amazing is that? And one day that wall, and I may not have gotten my nomination, but one day that wall will break through, and
Yes,
it's going
sir.
to happen. And I believe it. And it's all about just believing and keep going,
Yeah.
and finding a peace and a happiness with what you're doing without any
Yeah.
expectations, without letting the setbacks literally set you back where you don't want to do anything more. You have to find joy in what you're doing. And I really do enjoy what I do, which makes it easy.
Yeah.
I did promise you this real quick.
Yes, sir.
Here's the Heineken. I don't want to get the glare, but did you see
Nice.
that? Did you
Right
see
there.
that there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep, that's me in the Heineken outfit there,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. And
Nice.
I got fans of mine who send me stuff like this because they know I'm into superheroes, and they draw me as a superhero. They're like
Yeah.
Nightwing, for example. So
Nice.
fans are cool, man. They're pretty great. It's amazing what
Well,
I'm nothing but grateful and shocked that when they send me stuff, or they go, "We made this for you." I'm going, "Wow, that's amazing."
well, it's the connection. It's the connection that you have with people through what you do. And I think that's such a great thing because you, as an actor, you're acting out of your passion as well. And that connects with people, right? No matter what you're doing, Danny Arroyo is like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I love to do. And it affects people, right? People want to see more of you. Just like Carlos was saying, he was like, hey, we need more Westerns because the way that you play your role, it really helps out a lot for more people to see more of it. So I think that's an awesome thing. So, time is always flying by fast, man, and let's
Yeah,
keep
it
this
is.
party going, baby. Let's keep this
Okay.
party going. Let's talk about um, meditation, right? Let's talk a little bit about the meditation piece, because then I want to go into how you, of course, how do you feel as far as you're playing that part with meditation when you're ready to actually go on sets and on films to be able to, make your day even stronger? So let's talk about the meditation piece. How does that work with you?
Uh, and I'm super grateful to talk about this because meditation has changed my life. Uh, I'm going on 9.5 years of having never missed a day of meditating, which means when I wake up at some point during the morning, usually the moment I wake up, sit down, cross my legs, and find something on YouTube that I want to listen to. That's whatever. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 45 minutes. It depends on how I'm feeling that day, and put my headphones on, and that's what I listen to. My meditation is not about being still and being quiet. My meditation is usually about a visualization. Whether whatever I find on YouTube, it could be about learning to let go. It could be about learning to appreciate more. It could be about a learned teacher having a course and they're teaching something, and I'm just sitting there listening, and I'm gathering this deep information and knowledge that puts me in such an elevated, happy space. Um, and before you know it, 40 minutes have gone by, and then I'm on ready for the rest of my day to continue what I'm doing. And it's such a great way to start. I mean, as much as I work out, I believe equally you have to work your mind, because if not, you can lose yourself in social media and the news and the day's events and just life in general, when all you need is just 15 minutes a day of
Mm,
just a positive thing, even if it's affirmations. I don't want to go too long on this and bore people, but I'm just saying it literally is that simple. You can find it says 15-minute affirmations on YouTube, and you get someone reciting, "I am amazing, I am enough, I am worthy, I am deserving," and you just listen to this, and that's being ingrained in you. And there's no ego there. It's just building a confidence, or I love my life. I'm grateful for my family, whatever it is. How do I apply that to my work? If I have a day's filming coming up, let's say after I finish my meditation, I love to visualize the lines that I'm going to recite on set, or how I feel it's going to go. It's like doing it's like practicing before the big game, you know. Uh, and it really does work, because let's say I'm jogging, or let's say I'm at the gym and I'm doing a stair climb or whatever, and I'm just sitting there, I'm going over my lines, and I'm just seeing it go smoothly and great, and listening and responding, and things are going well. And when I get on set, it's like I already practiced. It's like there it
Nice.
is, and usually what comes across is a very positive and open work environment. And even something where if something changes, the director comes in and says, "Try it this way, try it that way." You've rehearsed it and you know it so well, you can now let it go, and you can be as creative as can be without being stuck on it being a specific way. That's what visualization does for me as far as my work and as far as living my life in a very peaceful, happy, and grateful uh, energy and environment.
As an actor, as an actor, my man, when it comes down to meditation, how does that help you handle, like, everybody, we have bad days, right? We have good days and we have bad days. But when it
Yeah.
comes to meditation, it kind of helps you, feels like when we talk about breathing, inhaling, exhaling, you talk
Hmm.
about the visualization of certain pieces as well. And sometimes our visualization is looking at having a great day, or knocking out an audition, or knocking out a film, or something that I was remembering my script. How
Hmm.
does that help you with the whole meditation when there might be a day of stress that you probably are not even aware that was going to even happen for that day? Or does stress
Yeah.
even happens for you?
I am a human being, and we all go through these times of difficulty and questioning the universe. Why did this happen? Why didn't this job come through? This person cut me off, or whatever. I mean, for me, meditating has calmed me down to a point where I don't react. I think first,
Yep.
and then I assess, and then I kind of go on.
Yeah.
Even if it did bother me, you don't see me going, "Oh God,"
Right.
That's that. A lot, I've seen a lot. I see a lot of people do that.
Yes.
I was guilty of that for a long time.
Yeah.
Meditating has just allowed me to put a filter here that goes, what's really going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if someone's throwing a punch or something's happening, someone's about to do whatever, you're going to do what you need to do.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like,
Yes.
oh, I'm walking around in the limbo and I don't know what's happening. Nothing of that sort at all. What it just does is it just kind of takes you out of yourself. So you're not a person who reacts. You're a person who takes a moment and then realizes that that moment is just a moment.
Yes.
And it's not
Yes.
something that should dictate the rest of your hour, the rest of your afternoon, the rest of
Right.
your day, the rest of your week, life, you name it.
Right.
And
I
if you have
like
something
that.
big that does happen, um, usually what happens for me is that I'm able to find answers quicker on how to solve what's happening, instead of um, instilling fear, worry, doubt, insecurity, which we all suffer.
Correct.
And that's another thing that meditation does. It helps to lessen that.
Yeah.
And again, I repeat, 15 minutes a day. In a 24-hour day, 15 minutes is all you need to do. Well, I can't sit still. I can't not do it, not think. Don't do that. Just find that YouTube meditation of what it is that you feel you are needing that day.
Yeah.
Danny, I'm thinking too much. I'm trying to control. Guess what? Letting go meditation. Type it in on YouTube, and all of a sudden about 1,000 pop up. Find the one that resonates with you and listen to it.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how much further your day is going to go, and how much better you're going to be because of it.
I like that. Oh, they call him Mr. Senor Danny Arroyo. Ooh, man, when we talk about, I'm a very patient person. I love patience, man. I love to be patient because I like to see and listen and watch before I react and do. because that also helps me. And my type of meditation is fishing. I love to fish,
Great.
and that helps me become more attentive, right? So when I'm ready
Hmm.
to react, I know that there's something about to happen or something's going on. Then I kind of
Hmm.
react to it and understand it, right? But also it teaches me patience. Meditation, that's kind of my meditation as well too. And I do meditate a little bit, but not as much. Good, I'm just so, high nation, like high strung. I love my energy, but then sometimes I'll just calm down and maybe just relax and just breathe a little bit and then go from there. But I like the way that I hope our audience really pay attention to 15 minutes is really good to be able to start your day. So,
But let me say this to you though:
yes,
if
sir.
was you meditating, like let's say you get into and you find even 10 minutes, everybody 10 minutes is even okay. It's not going to take away the person who you are and the energy that you are.
Yeah,
All you're doing is here you are as an amazing energy entity here. Meditation just cleans the rough edges around it because you're still going to be who you are, which is amazing and outgoing and bombastic and fun.
yeah,
It just takes away from those things that trip you up. And it really is just a trip that people then it makes it a tumble and makes it like going down the hill. And it's like it literally was just a guy who almost hit you on the road and he drove off. He doesn't even know who you are. And you're still thinking about it 6 hours later. Like
yeah.
it gets those rough edges and helps you to become more the pure you. And you are amazing. So trust me, you're not going to be any lesser because of it, even if it's only 10 minutes a day.
That's right.
That's
That's
me
right.
empowering you, man. That's me empowering you.
That's right. I'm a superhero with
That's damn
meditation,
right.
baby.
Hell yeah, yo. You're not only a superhero, know that you are enough.
Yes, sir.
Whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your life, and now we're getting into the preachy aspect of this interview here. Whatever it is you want to accomplish in your life,
Yes, sir.
anybody know this. You are worthy and deserving of fulfilling, first off, following and fulfilling your dreams.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
Yes.
what it is. You are worthy and deserving. And guess what? You are enough.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got Raquel. We got Raquel Lafayette. She says, "Hey, Danny Arroyo would." She's giving 5-star reviews already. She's giving 5-star reviews already.
Raquel,
Yes, yes. John T. for free
that was
says, "Sounds
awesome.
like I really need more meditation."
We all could use it, man. We all
Yes,
could use it,
sir.
man. Everybody in life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Everybody, we got to
it's
get a
everybody.
Mr. Daniel Arroyo. Hey, man, we here. We got to take another segment and we got to do something that's called NASCAR. Everybody, let's go. All right, everybody, this is our NASCAR moments, everybody. Our NASCAR moments. Yes, you know what's beautiful about NASCAR moments is all about fast cars, everybody. Fast cars that if you love to see racing, hey, the Rico No Suave show, we got it for you. Something that's happening, of course, in NASCAR is the Championship Series. Martinsville, my man Ryan Blaney. Photo credits goes to Chuck Burton. Thank you, Chuck, for actually providing us as far as with this photo. It is awesome. Thank you so much. And of course, number 12 came in first place as far as the championship, for the Martinsville, and this is Victory Lane. Congratulations to you and the team, the crew, and the owners for actually, taking it all the way through, everybody. So yes, once again, this is another great time in NASCAR moments. Yeah. All right, let's get back to my man, Danny Arroyo. Danny, you there with me?
I'm here, man.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time, man. It's you. You inspire. You help me to remember things that I forgot from childhood, which was like really great. I'm nothing but respectful and humbled by the friends who have come on to ask questions, and thank you for
Yes.
even watching. I mean, it's a good time, man, and I appreciate people, and I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Melinda York just tuned in with us. She says, enjoying the interview. Well done. Thank you so much, Melinda. Love you for that.
Melinda,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for showing the
yeah,
love. All right. Now, of course, we're getting down to the final minutes of the show, but there is movies that you've been in. There's one flyer that I do want to put up. I think it's El Bandito Vasquez. that I think we have. Let's see if my producer can put that one up so we can
Well,
actually show that one.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
El
from Wild West
Bandito
Chronicles.
Vasquez, Papa.
Yeah,
Tell
that
us a
was the
little
name
bit
of the
about that one.
episode. Well, you saw the trailer in the beginning
Yes.
of this thing. So that's
Yes.
the show is Wild West Chronicles, and that particular episode is called El Bandito Vasquez.
Nice.
And we shot that last December of 2023 in the freezing cold, and it was an amazing experience. I got to play a very famous villain who I didn't know about, and I did research once I found out I got the gig and found out that this guy was very famous in California. In fact, they named, for those of you who live in California or know your history, the Vasquez Rocks off the 14 freeway off of Tiburcio Vasquez, because that's where he hid out
Mm.
when he was, after he finished robbing whomever, he'd hide out there. We filmed at that location. And he is loosely his characters is where the Zorro character came from. Because he would be the type of guy who they say would rob from the rich and give to the poor. Though pretty much in being a bad guy, he didn't give too much back to the poor. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But
Uh-huh.
Zorro was loosely kind of based on him, and I thought that was rather an honor and a privilege to play that.
Oh,
So
that's
a
cool.
great time. Director Jim Moore did a fantastic job. Shout out to Daniel and Mo and Gabby who were on the show, and Bronte. Great working with everybody. Really fun times.
Nice. 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 Hey, so we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep steamrolling because we got movies to talk about.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about one of my other favorites. To Pretty Ricky. Is what they call him, Pretty Ricky.
Hey,
And
yeah.
Antonio McKay, aka Antonio McKay, and you
Hey,
also played
that's my homie.
alongside with Eric Estrada también, and you
Mm-hmm.
also played with really great actors in Sangre Negra, Black Blood.
Sangre Negra, Black Blood. Yeah,
Woo-wee.
yeah.
Your
That
part in
that
there was was who, so people know,
I
and
I
talk
I
to us
play.
about
Sangre Negra, Black Blood is a terrific series. Antonio McKay plays Pretty Ricky Santos, and he plays my half brother. He's a gangster. Ricardo Herranz plays my older brother. He's a defense attorney, and I play a Los Angeles police detective. I arrest Pretty Ricky because he's not a good guy and I don't get along with him. And Pretty Ricky hires our brother to defend him in
it.
court. And then to add more to this mix here, his ex girlfriend, who has a child with, played by Ariana Gomez, she's now my fiance. You know, and on top of that, you throw in Eric Estrada's playing our father. Which is really amazing to be like, oh my God, he's my TV dad.
Yeah,
We got Eric Roberts up in there. We got a lot
yeah.
of celebrities that came in and did cameos and played great roles. And the first 4 episodes are out right now, and you can see them on Amazon
Yep.
and I believe on iTunes right now. And we're hoping for the next 4 to come out, episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. But right now we have episodes 1 through 4 out there.
Let's go. Yeah, I saw all
Yeah.
4 of them, man. I saw all
Oh, you
4 of them,
did?
and it was
That's awesome, man. Thanks, man.
it was so good to, because once I interviewed, and once I interviewed Antonio, it was more of interviewing him, seeing it, and now, of course, I'm interviewing you and seeing it. It was, we call them novelas, right? So novelas para
Yeah.
nosotros, it was like so freaking cool just to be able to see that and then being called Pretty Ricky. And it's so cool because I met Tony in person, and he's just the same, like Pretty Ricky. I tell you,
Yeah. He's a
he
good dude.
plays it all the way through, man. So
Yeah.
congratulations on it. What was it?
Thank
What
you,
was it
man.
like with Erica Estrada? Like, did you guys get a chance to
Yeah.
talk, and did he give you some inspirational words, or how was?
Eric Estrada is a joy to work with. He is funny. He's got some amazing stories about his times on set, what he's experienced. Because there was a time where he was a major star, and people were just knocking on his trailer trying to get in. and some very funny stories. And what's great is that I maintain a friendship with him to this day. I maintain a friendship with a lot of people that I work with, which I'm grateful to say. I wish there was more friendships that I had, because sometimes you just make a friend on a set and then it's done once it's over. But
Yeah.
for example, Eric Estrada, I saw him last at the Anaheim Comic Con. WonderCon is what it was called. And I saw him at a booth and he was signing autographs. And I hadn't seen him in like maybe 3 years. And we text every now and then, happy birthday and whatever, always saying we want to get together for lunch. So I kind of snuck up to the table and I kind of grabbed this little mask, kind of just held it over my face.
Uh-huh.
And I stood there and just kind of was like, "Excuse me, sir, can I have an autograph or whatever?" I made some fake noise. And he's looking at me like, "Who the hell is this crazy guy?" I've never found, you can see, because I can see him between the gaps. I'm like, I could see him going, "Oh God, who's this?" And then when I just kind of lowered the mask and he went, "Danny, hey man, how you doing?" And he came around the table and we hugged and we took pictures and we were chatting it up. And I was like, that's amazing. Because,
Yeah.
things like that just kind of make what happens in this industry very surreal. I mean, to say that you're friends with Emmy winners, to say that there are people that you see on TV to this day,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, I could text this person and talk to them," it helps with the idea that, well, I am enough. I can be friends with them. It's not like they're here and I'm here, or they're they may be on a different level as far as like where career is, where I hope to be one day, but
Sure.
we're still humans and
Yep.
we're still friends and we still get along and we still want to talk about how our family is and what's up with life and how you doing, what's going on. And that's where we connect. So again, it humbles me to be able to say that I have friends that I've looked up to, and I can go, wow, they're friends of mine, and they consider me a friend. So that helps to instill more self-worth and confidence and feelings of I am enough, which I hope I am able to instill into others.
Yeah. 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 Enough is never enough when you're in this industry, because you feel like you have a capacity that's never enough to share with the world, right? I think,
Yeah.
for yourself, there is always that joy and that passion, and that the passion is unlimited. So, I think people may say, okay, enough for this day, save me some for tomorrow. I want to see more of your passion tomorrow. And I think if we wake up that way and we go through life that way, we will get to where we need to be able to get to with other people that understands our passion and our vision, right? And I think that's it's such a great thing to be able to see how, Eric Estrada actually, you know, showed that passion, that he's still good friends with you, right? And still being humble
It
as
was
well. You
cool,
kind of
man.
talked about one and done, kind of like people that you'll meet on set and then you don't see them again, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like our journey, our path, right? Until you make it somewhere, you might, what is that, 360 degrees? You might just come around again and be able to see that person on a red carpet, right? You might be able to see that person maybe in the audience, and you never expect that.
Hmm.
And I think I think that would be, you, like always, my man, like you. So I do have another question, one last question,
Please.
because there's movies that and auditions, and I know there's things that you go through to be able to, you know, make ends meet when it comes to doing specific shows or specific movies. Is there, for Danny Arroyo coming up, is there only certain movies that you would do and certain TV series that you would do and play a certain role in?
Again,
Or are
a
you
great
open?
question. When you reach a certain level in your career
Hmm.
where you can pick and choose, it's funny because I was just watching an interview with Tom Hanks just yesterday, and he said that it wasn't until what was the movie? Was it Philadelphia? It wasn't until Philadelphia. He had already been acting for 12 or 15 years or something, and he said it was then when he felt that he was elevated enough that he can actually say no to projects or say yes to projects, when before it was just like, we have this for you, do you want to read for it? League of Their Own also, he was like, um, you know it's such a huge movie, but he was still questioning whether or not this could continue.
Hmm.
You know, so when you're still on certain levels in acting, you take the roles that come. I mean, you can say no. I mean, I get offered auditions
Yeah.
that I go my agent. I go, I'm not really feeling that. Yeah, I don't want to play that. Or I don't want to play that stereotype. I've done it already. I'm not feeling this. Or right, it's pretty brutal. I want to pass on it. So that's fine. You know, with no regrets. But now it's like when we book, we're just kind of happy that we booked a role, you know, and with the subsequent bookings and bookings and bookings and getting to know more people, that they get to trust your work and see your work, hopefully, and you start to get more offers. And with the more offers, those projects become bigger and bigger. I mean, it's a pyramid. You're just building it up until eventually you can get to the point where people absolutely know who you are and they know your work and they trust your work and they like having you on set. Don't ever underestimate that. Sometimes because you're a great actor or an actress. It's 6 o'clock. Sorry, that was my computer saying it's 6 o'clock. Don't ever underestimate, if you're a great actor and actress, that if you are a curmudgeon on set, difficult to work with, um, people don't want that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many great actors out there, but how
Yeah.
many great actors out there with a great heart and openness and willingness, and they're not going to make the set um, awkward and walking on eggshells, you know, because I've seen that.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm on set, I'm happy to be there. And I've seen people with huge roles and I'm going, boy, it's such a weird vibe and energy here. It's like, yeah, we don't know what's going on with him. And it's just weird energy. So um, I kind of gave you a long winded answer there. But at the end of the day, I want to just say I'm grateful for any roles that I get. But what roles would I love to play?
Yeah.
A superhero, for
Hmm.
sure. I see what like the X-Files, for example. I love that character of Fox Mulder, a guy who gets to go from state to state, case to case, all different, looking for conspiracy theories. How juicy is that one? And let's not forget Bryan Cranston,
Yeah.
what he did in Breaking Bad. What a great role. You know, and then there's comedies that I love, like the 30 Rocks and the Veeps and stuff. How great to be in something like that. There's so many. And then ultimately, to say that you're in a film that's considered a classic, a Godfather, a 2001: A Space Odyssey. Give me Lawrence of Arabia any day of the week. Inject it into my veins. I will play that role
Let's go.
happily. You know what I'm
Let's
saying? I
go.
would do that. Give me Amadeus. Give me Salieri.
Yeah.
Give me Mozart.
Let's
Give me
go.
those that people are watching to this day and they can't
Yes.
stop talking about. And they're always
Yes.
asking you, how was it? What was it like? That movie inspired me.
Yes.
Put it in my veins all day.
Let's go. That's the appreciation, because we kind of talked about a little bit about old school earlier when it came to music. And then we talk about, excuse me, we talked about old school like movies that you can just play over and over and over again. And it can come out 10 years later with another version of it, but it still feel the same if you have the right people in
If you
play.
have the right people, yes.
Yes, you have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right
Because
people in play.
there's a lot of movies that have been remade. I don't want to take you off your thing here, but
No,
a
you're
lot of
good.
movies that have been remade, and they try to change what was so pure and awesome about the original with,
Yep.
with these new ideas, and
Yep.
it's absolute garbage a lot of the times. So like I don't, the original Psycho, one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock, maybe my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie. The remake, oh my God, it breaks my heart to know that that a person's first experience ever having watched Psycho wasn't the 1960 black and white version with
Oh,
Janet Leigh and Anthony Perkins. It was the 1998 Vince Vaughn, Anne Heche, Julianne Moore, Jan DeBont directed version. Breaks my heart because it's
yeah.
like, God, I wish that movie didn't exist. I want that
Now,
movie to
are you
exist. I
talking
want
about Psycho? I know the movie. I love Psycho.
the
I love that movie.
original,
I love the
the
first one.
original Psycho. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The original Psycho, and they made a
Yep.
remake of the original Psycho like 40, 50 years later, and that one is just, doesn't compare to what the original
Oh,
was. So, per
yes.
to your question, when they do a remake, it doesn't come out like Poltergeist, this random thing. The original Poltergeist 1982, fantastic horror movie, great horror movie. Tobe Hooper, produced by Steven Spielberg, quietly probably directed by Steven Spielberg. No one, like behind the scenes, he was probably calling, asking him how he wanted to get done. And they did a
Yeah.
remake, and it was terrible. absolutely terrible. So things like that are just they're frustrating for me as a performer and a writer and an actor. So
Yeah.
as we're sharing,
Well, man, I tell you, we could talk for hours because
we could.
we
I know.
have the passion for what we love to do, as far as when it comes to movies and acting. But and also, one thing that I will say before, because I got something for you. And Jesse Edwards, I see your comment. Thank you so much for
Hey, Jesse, here's
yeah,
my director from The Stolen Valley, Jesse. A great
Jesse.
movie, by the way, The Stolen Valley. If you get a chance, watch that. It's on Amazon. It's on Apple TV. An amazing, amazing film.
Nice. Big shout outs to you, Jesse Edwards. Thank you so much. Yeah. And, we kind of touched on this before and we kind of answered this at the beginning, Jesse, but you said, did you love films and acting as a child, which was yes. And then when did you know that you were going to be an actor? And we were talking about the superheroes piece
Yeah,
of that as far as when he would like to actually become that actor. So thank you for that question as well. And then, yes, I think one of the biggest things is about moving forward at what you're doing is your passion and the love of movies that you actually have came out with. Can you run down maybe a few of the movies that, besides the ones that we've shown, and
sure.
also series, just for the audience to be able to know some of the movies that you've been in, that you've been
Yeah.
proud of, that they can actually look out for?
Well, let's play with this. If you look up here, see there that says the last smile right there.
Yes.
That's a movie that I did in San Francisco. How do I get this thing up? There it is. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Check out The Last Smile. I played the lead role. I won Best Actor in that film in a film festival based on a
Awesome.
true story about the food and drug industry and how they don't monitor when people buy supplements for health and fitness. They don't monitor what goes in there, and people have actually been poisoned and or died. So
Wow.
that's what The Last Smile's about. Bite right here is a fun little short film that I made based on my true life events of when I had bed bugs in my home, and I decided to write a comedy about it,
Okay.
teaching people about how to beat bed bugs based on and you'll find
That's
both those
cool.
films on Amazon and not Apple TV, no Apple TV, but definitely Amazon. You'll find those two. Nobody's Angels, another great film. Dale S. Lewis, my director, and Kevin Key, my cinematographer and producer. Um, you can find a lot of my films actually if you type my name up and ask for my filmography, which
And then you'll see the IMDb too.
you and IMDb, it'll come up, And anybody who ever wants to reach out and ask me about films, please, you see my Instagram there. Feel free to reach out, ask me questions, whether it's acting, you want to start, how you doing. I do teach students. I try to share
Awesome.
my knowledge, and it's
Awesome.
really it's more than just teaching them how to act. I want to teach them how to live. Because if
Yeah.
you don't get an audition or if you don't book a role and then you carry that with you and then people get sad, I want you to work through that and understand that it's nothing personal. You're still very talented. Sometimes you don't get the gig because you're not tall enough. You're not short enough. They may know the other person. The other person may have babysat them when they were younger and they have that connection. You
Yeah.
don't know. They need somebody with blonde hair. It sometimes has nothing to do with your talents,
Yeah.
But people carry that with them and they get very insecure. So when I say I want to teach them about how to live life, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Learn how to let go of your auditions. Learn how to embrace and be brave with your choices, without judgment, and doing it with a passion,
Yeah.
And if you really want to act, one last thing here, you have to watch movies. You have to watch movies. You have to watch TV shows and watch how they did it. Watch how the greats did it. If you don't know where to begin, start with the best pictures. Go backwards. Start from the best picture from 2024 and go all the way down backwards, one at a time. And that's a great learning tool because now you can say you've seen all the best pictures and um, you have armor now to talk with others who are also learned about movies in the industry and are passionate about it. And guess what? Those people are going to work with you. They're going to want to work with you because they see you're just as passionate as they are.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying?
I'm just passionate because I'm here with you right now. And this is never. I mean, we've talked on the phone and we conversated, and You're the same person when it comes to you being humble, and everybody needs to know that in the world that Senor Danny Arroyo is the man of passion and very humble and loves what he does. And also, we have to give a big shout out to you as well, too, as well as you being a military veteran. We want to thank you for
Yeah.
your service
Thank you.
as well, because that's very, for me, because I have friends and family that actually have been in the military as well. And we understand as far as what it takes for you to be able to serve our country. But you just being in the military, we appreciate that service. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I got something for you that I appreciate you being on my show
Oh,
for, and it's this. I have a shirt for you.
great.
And
If I could morph through the screen and grab it, I would, man. I would.
that's why we at UPS and FedEx. I might even just bring it to you myself. When I come out there, I'm still gonna come. I have to come and see you. But
Let's do it, man. Let's grab it. Let's share a meal and catch up.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But this shirt right here, sir, I want to tell you that this shirt that I'm giving you is because you're a gem of the world. One of the biggest things about being a gem of the world is being able to be passionate of others, but also for you being able to be passionate about you growing up and becoming that actor and becoming that superhero that everyone needs to know about. Danny Arroyo, you are a one of a kind, but you're the kind person to be able to help others to be able to grow. And I think just of all of the hard work that you're doing and all of the auditions and the movies that you've been in and the people that you have met, it's always wanting to keep that connection. And that's what makes you who Danny Arroyo is, keeping that positive connection, inspiration, even when there's bad days. You're human just like anyone else, and you understand of how to be humble and be able to bring it down sometime. But Danny Arroyo, this is the reason why we're making you part of the Rico No Suave show family. Baby, let's go.
Hey, you honor me. I appreciate you.
Let's go.
I
Yes.
appreciate you.
All right, everybody. Hey, so we got to put up your social media real quick because we want people to know how to get in contact with you. So our first one, everybody, I think it is the website. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
DannyArroyo.com. That's all you got to do is go there. That's all.
Yeah, everybody's got a website,
Yeah.
but the truth is, if you really want to get a hold of me, this is fine. Best one's probably Instagram.
Yep. Let's show up that
that one.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
That one. Yes,
there you
sir.
go.
That one right there. Make sure you guys
Yeah.
follow and message and tag and say you on the Rico No Suave show. I loved you, right? And he gonna love you back. That's all we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. But Mr. Danny, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. You are an inspiration. Of course, we're gonna revisit this again next year because I want to check in with you, see how you're doing, making sure you come back on the show. And then we're going to do some great things together, okay?
And the next time we have this conversation, may you be more elevated in where you want to be on your journey.
Thank you.
I empower you.
Thank
I
you.
give you gentle kicks in the butt to go and achieve it and
Thank
accomplish it because you are worthy and deserving, my friend. So I look forward to seeing where your next 2-3 levels are.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
go.
go. That's all I got to say. I'm kicking myself in the butt already. You just don't see it. I'm kicking myself in the butt already. And I'm ready to go, man.
I'm giving you
ready to
energy
go.
kicks. I'm giving you energy kicks.
All right, Danny Arroyo, thank you so much for being on the show. Everybody, put your hands together. If you're at home, just scream out Danny Arroyo. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll see you
Thank
later,
you.
sir. Thank you so
Peace
much.
out.
All right,
Thank
everybody.
you so much, man.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
We'll get out
everybody.
of here. We
Everybody
got to
be
get out of
safe.
here, everybody. It's your boy
Everybody
Rico
be
No
safe.
Suave. Hey, and you already know my guy, Danny Arroyo, being on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, but we got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for spending time with us here on the show. We're here every Wednesday, everyone, so make sure you please go ahead and tune in to the show every Wednesday. We got to put up our social media, everyone, so you guys can follow us as well, too, and spread the love. Our first one, everybody, is let's go with that website. We're going to go with the website of www.thericonosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go ahead and check us out on our website. Yeah, it's that right there. Make sure you go ahead, check us out. Our next one is our Instagram, Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and follow us there, everyone. Please go ahead and follow us, and we'll follow you back. All right, here's the next one. If you are on Facebook, Rico No Suave Show, Pretty simple. Like and love and follow us there. Here's our next one. Our biggest one, of course, that we're continuously building is the Rico No Suave Show on YouTube. Please go ahead and click on that subscribe button and the notification so we have great people coming up as far as just like Danny on our show. Here's our next one. It's Mixcloud. If you like the audio piece of this, we're going to be publishing an audio piece of Danny Arroyo. So if you want to listen to the interview as well, too, make sure you go to mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. And last but not least, on our archives, we do have redcoraluniverse.com. Look up Rico No Suave Show and check out our past interviews as well, too. Everybody, before we get out of here, we got to pay our respects to a great recording producer,
Quincy Jones.
and he passed away at age 91. It was Quincy Jones, everyone. So Quincy Jones actually passed away November 3rd, and we want to say thank you for everything you have done for us, for all of the greats that was out there, Quincy, all of the great people that you have actually played with. I didn't realize that you played in the band with Dizzy Gillespie. And I'm like, wow. And, of course, Michael Jackson and Thriller, right? And bringing out We Are the World. You have brought so many people together from being just from the bottom and bringing them to the top and just having them in your arms to be able to make them great. So, Quincy Jones, we want to thank you. Now you're in heaven with some of the greats as well, too, shining a light down on us. Thank you so much for everything you have done, and rest in peace. All right, everybody. On that note, we will see you guys next week on the Rico No Suave Show. Thank you once again, and we'll see you later as we end off the show just like this.
It's probably gonna call me. So you couldn't see it, huh?
It kept on going to the live and then going to that page where it was like, oh, waiting for it to